Hi friends, it's Jasmine, your Vancouver, Washington Realtor extraordinaire. I help people buy and sell homes all over Southwest Washington and the Portland Metro. And if you're planning a move, reach out. Call me, text me, email me, whatever is easiest. I also have my buyer questionnaire linked down below, which gives me a better idea of your moving timeline and what you're looking for in a home. I work with a lot of folks who are relocating from out of state or trying to find a home that truly fits their values. And if you're someone who cares about sustainability, low energy bills, or reducing your footprint, I'd be honored to help guide you. Because today, we're diving into a topic that a lot of my clients ask about, especially those moving from eco-conscious places like California, Oregon, Colorado, or even Hawaii. And that question is Vancouver, Washington a green place to live? Now, I totally get why that's important. Maybe you're coming from a solar-powered home, or you're hoping to drive your EV without range anxiety, or you're just tired of drafty houses with high utility bills. You want to know if this city supports the kind of energy-efficient, environmentally friendly lifestyle that you're used to, or hoping to create. So let me tell you right now, Vancouver is moving in a greener direction, and there are a lot of exciting things happening around clean energy, transit access, green building policy, and local sustainability programs. But like anything in real estate, the answer is nuanced, and that's what we're going to unpack together. In this video, I'll walk you through what Vancouver is doing at the city level to become more eco-friendly, what the local utilities are offering in terms of clean energy and rebates, what features to look for if you're shopping for an energy-efficient home, and what it really means to live a green lifestyle here in Clark County. So if you've ever asked, are there solar incentives in Vancouver? Or do homes here come with energy upgrades? Or even, can I live sustainably without giving up comfort? This video is for you. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll have a clear, honest, and realistic picture of what it means to live green in Vancouver, Washington, and how to align your home search with your values. Let's dive in. Let's start by talking about why this question even matters. Because for a lot of my clients, especially those coming from places like California, Colorado, Hawaii, or even just over the river in Portland, living green isn't just a bonus, it's a priority. Whether it's about saving money on utilities, reducing carbon emissions, or just living a little more sustainably day to day, more and more home buyers are thinking about the environmental impact of their lifestyle, and especially their home. And here in Vancouver, that mindset is becoming more and more relevant because even though we're not always thought of as a major eco-hub like Portland, the truth is we're actively moving in that direction. The city of Vancouver has identified 6 big focus areas for sustainability, from energy and transportation to natural systems, water and solid waste. But the one thing that directly affects you as a home buyer, buildings and energy. Here's the thing, buildings, meaning homes, businesses, apartments, are responsible for nearly 40% of our local greenhouse gas emissions. That includes heating and cooling, running appliances, water heating, and lighting. So improving how our homes use energy isn't just about being trendy or earning a green label. It's about actually lowering pollution and making our community healthier and more resilient. And Vancouver is paying attention. The city is working on something called the Green Building Policy, which is the first of its kind here. The idea is to create smarter building guidelines for new construction, ones that require better insulation, lower energy use, more efficient systems, and even options for solar power or EV charging in some cases. That policy is still being rolled out, but it's a sign of where things are headed. If you're buying a newer home or thinking of building, you'll start to see these standards show up more and more. Now, I'll be honest, older homes here in Vancouver vary a lot. Some are super efficient with recent upgrades, and others still have single-pane windows, drafty doors, or older gas furnaces. But that doesn't mean you're stuck. In fact, our local utility company, Clark Public Utilities, has some really generous energy-efficient programs, which I'll touch on in the next section. The bottom line is this: green living is growing in Vancouver. The city is setting goals, builders are paying attention, and buyers like you are helping drive the shift just by asking these kind of questions. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be informed and know what to look for in a home, in a neighborhood, and in your long-term investment. Let's talk about what Vancouver is actually doing to support green living, not just in theory, but in action. Because while buyers often focus on what a home offers, it's just as important to understand the bigger systems at play, the city policies, the utility grid, and how the entire region is moving towards sustainability. And Vancouver is making some major moves behind the scenes. The city of Vancouver has made sustainability a top priority across 6 major focus areas, but the one that directly affects home buyers is buildings and energy. That's because nearly 40% of the city's carbon emissions come from how we heat and cool our homes, run appliances, and use electricity every day. So the city is developing something called the Green Building Policy, and while it's still in the works, its goal is to make new buildings significantly more energy efficient, climate resilient, and lower impact overall. That means better insulation, smarter design, stronger energy codes, and more support for solar, electric systems, and even things like EV charging stations built into new construction. These changes won't affect every existing home right away, but they signal a clear shift. Vancouver wants to build smarter moving forward. At the same time, our local utility, Clark Public Utilities, is playing a huge role in this transformation. Under Washington's Clean Energy Transformation Act, the entire state is moving towards 100% clean electricity by 2045, and Clark Public Utilities is already taking a big step in that direction. They've published a clean energy implementation plan for 2026 through 2029, and it outlines real measurable actions. Things like cutting back on peak time usage, investing in new renewable resources like wind and hydro, and helping customers reduce their own energy consumption through rebates and smart tech upgrades. There are even residential programs that help homeowners install things like heat pumps, smart thermostats, EV chargers, and more, and they offer financial incentives to make those upgrades more accessible. So what does this mean if you're buying a home in Vancouver? It means you're entering a market where energy efficiency is becoming the norm, not the exception. And that's great news. If you're buying a newer home, you'll likely benefit from the upcoming green building standards with better systems already in place. And if you're looking at an older home, there are solid upgrade paths and incentives available to help you make it more efficient over time. Even better, as Vancouver's clean energy supply improves and the grid gets cleaner, your home's footprint shrinks just by being here. All of this adds up to a powerful message. Vancouver is becoming greener, not just through individual choices, but through the larger systems that support day-to-day life here. And as a buyer, that gives you an edge. Whether you're motivated by the environment, your monthly energy bills, or just smart long-term planning, buying in a city that's investing in sustainability is always a good move. So now that we've covered what the city and utility are doing to make Vancouver greener, let's talk about what that actually looks like when you're standing inside a home or walking through one on a showing. Because green can mean a lot of different things depending on who you ask. For some people, it's all about solar panels and net zero living. For others, it's lower utility bills or knowing they're doing something good for the planet without sacrificing comfort or style. So what should you be looking for if you want to buy an energy efficient or eco-friendly home in Vancouver? Let's start with the bones of the home, the things that are harder to see during a quick tour, but have a massive impact on energy use. A truly green home will have excellent insulation in the walls, attic, and crawl space. In our Pacific Northwest climate, where we deal with chilly, damp winters and hotter summers than we used to, insulation is a game changer. It keeps the indoor temperature more stable, reduces the workload on your heating and cooling systems, and helps you save money every single month. Pair that with double or triple pane windows, a well-sealed building envelope, and quality doors, and you're off to a great start. Next, take a look at the heating and cooling system. In Clark County, a lot of older homes still use traditional gas furnaces or baseboard heaters, which can be less efficient. But more and more homes, especially remodeled properties or new construction, are switching to ductless mini-split heat pumps or full home electric heat pump systems. These are much more efficient, often come with both heating and air conditioning, and align with Vancouver's broader push to move away from fossil fuels. If you're looking at a home that has a newer heat pump, that's a huge green flag. No pun intended. Now, let's talk about appliances and lighting. ENERGY STAR rated appliances aren't just a marketing buzzword, they're genuinely more efficient and can save you hundreds of dollars a year in energy costs. The same goes for LED lighting, smart thermostats, and water-saving fixtures. These are smaller upgrades, but they add up fast, and many homes on the market today have already made these changes. I always recommend asking sellers or listing agents if the appliances are ENERGY STAR certified and whether the water heater, washer, or HVAC systems have been replaced or upgraded in the last 5 to 10 years. If you're looking at a newer build or building from scratch, you'll have even more opportunities to go green from the ground up. Many Vancouver builders are starting to incorporate smart home systems, solar-ready wiring, low VOC materials, and even pre-installed EV charger outlets in the garage. Some may participate in green certification programs like Built Green or Earth Advantage, which evaluate everything from energy use to indoor air quality. These certifications are still less common than in cities cities like Portland or Seattle, but they're growing, and asking about them can show the builder you're a buyer who cares about sustainability. Even the location of the home can be a part of the green equation. If the neighborhood is walkable, close to transit like the Vine, or near bike trails and community resources, that reduces your reliance on driving and adds to your overall eco lifestyle. And if the home already has an EV charger or solar panels, or is at least wired to support them in the future, you're looking at serious long-term savings and a lower carbon footprint. So when I walk through homes with my eco-conscious clients, I'm looking for all of this: the age and type of HVAC system, the insulation, the window quality, the lighting, the appliances, and what kind of future upgrades might be easy versus costly. And I always encourage buyers to ask for recent utility bills. They'll tell you more than a listing description ever could. A home that's been thoughtfully upgraded, even if it's not brand new, can often outperform a newer one built to minimum code. The big takeaway: a green home isn't just one flashy feature. It's a combination of smart systems, quality construction, and thoughtful upgrades, all working together to reduce waste, lower your bills, and support your values. And the best part is, homes like this absolutely do exist in Vancouver. You just need to know what to look for, and I'd be happy to help you find the one that fits your lifestyle best. Let's talk strategy, because knowing that Vancouver is getting greener is one thing, but understanding how to approach the market as an eco-conscious buyer, that's where I come in. Whether you're relocating from a state where green building is already the norm, or you're just starting to think about your environmental impact, the way you search for a home and how you evaluate your options can make a huge difference. First off, it's important to realize that there's no one-size-fits-all green home checklist. Every property has different strengths, and not every seller will have done the same upgrades. So instead of looking for perfection, I recommend focusing on two main things: current efficiency and future potential. In other words, does the home already have the systems and features that reduce energy use and waste? And if not, does it have the layout, condition, and infrastructure that make upgrades realistic? For example, let's say you're looking at a charming mid-century ranch in Hazeldale or central Vancouver. Maybe it doesn't have a heat pump yet, but the roof and windows were replaced recently and the insulation is solid. That's a home with future potential. Or maybe you're checking out new construction in Ridgefield or East Vancouver, and the builder already includes solar pre-wiring, a ductless mini-split, and EV-ready outlets in the garage. That's a huge win for current efficiency and saves you from having to retrofit down the line. When I'm working with eco-minded buyers, I also pay close attention to neighborhood context. Is the home located near public transportation, bike paths, or schools and shops you'll use regularly? If you're trying to reduce your carbon footprint, being in a walkable or transit-friendly neighborhood can make a big difference. Living near the Vine bus rapid transit line or along major commuter corridors like 4th Plane or Mill Plane gives you options beyond driving, and that can save you money while also aligning with your values. Another tip: think beyond the house itself. For multi-generational buyers, ADUs or homes with separate living spaces offer a lot of value, but only if the systems are designed efficiently. A well-insulated ADU with its own heat pump and energy-efficient appliances is far better than a converted garage with a space heater. Same goes for duplexes or homes with basements. You want separate controls, smart zoning, and ideally newer systems that don't rely on outdated gas or baseboard setups. And here's something I tell all my buyers: don't be afraid to ask for documentation. You have every right to request information about recent upgrades, energy usage, and even past utility bills. If the seller has installed a heat pump, solar panels, or done any kind of energy retrofit, they should be able to provide receipts or specs. And if not, that's where a good inspector, and sometimes a dedicated energy audit, can really help you understand what you're working with. In today's market, green features are becoming a real differentiator. Homes with upgraded systems, smart energy use, or sustainability certifications often stand out, especially as buyers become more educated about what those features really mean. And if you're planning to sell your home down the line, these upgrades can make your property more appealing to the next generation of buyers. In that way, you're not just making a personal choice, you're making a smart investment. So if you're searching for a home here in Vancouver, Ridgefield, Camas, or anywhere in Clark County, and you care about energy efficiency, renewable options, or just being intentional with your footprint, let's build your search around that. I'll help you spot the properties with strong green potential, walk you through what upgrades are worth budgeting for, and connect you with local pros and programs that support your journey. Now let's talk about the other side of the coin, because while I'm a big believer in Vancouver's green potential, I also believe in full transparency. The truth is, not every home here is going to be energy efficient, and not every neighborhood is built for sustainable living just yet. We're in a period of transition. So as a buyer, especially one who's eco-conscious, you'll want to understand the limitations of the current market and what red flags to keep an eye out for. First, many homes in Vancouver, especially those built before the 1990s, weren't designed with energy efficiency in mind. You'll see a lot of homes with single pane windows, older insulation, outdated HVAC systems, and crawl spaces that haven't been touched in decades. That doesn't mean these homes are bad. In fact, some of them are full of charm and potential, but it does mean you may need to budget for upgrades. If a home has an original gas furnace from 1987, it's probably not going to be efficient, and it may not be aligned with where Vancouver's energy codes are headed in the next few years. Another thing to be mindful of is moisture. Our Pacific Northwest climate brings a lot of rain, and that can create issues if a home isn't properly sealed, ventilated, or maintained. Mold and mildew aren't inevitable, but poor ventilation or old insulation in attics and crawl spaces can create problems over time, especially in homes that haven't been updated. This is where a solid home inspector really earns their keep, and if you're especially concerned, a specialized energy or air quality audit might be worth the extra investment. Wildfire smoke and extreme heat are also becoming more relevant here than they used to be. Even though Vancouver isn't in a high wildfire zone, smoke from other parts of the region can affect our air quality for days at a time, and homes that lack proper filtration or ventilation can really struggle. Similarly, the intense heat waves we've seen over the last few summers have made cooling systems more important than ever. If a home has no AC or relies on old baseboard heat, it might not hold up well when the temperature spikes. Another limitation: policy timelines. Vancouver's green building policy is still being phased in, and most of the stricter efficiency requirements only apply to new construction, not existing homes. That means there's no legal requirement yet for sellers to upgrade their HVAC or insulate their crawl space before listing. So while the city is making progress, it's still up to you as the buyer to assess a home's true energy performance and weigh what's worth upgrading. The good news is that you're not alone in this. There are plenty of resources available, from Clark Public Utilities rebate programs to energy upgrade contractors to air sealing and insulation specialists, and I have a great network I can connect you with. But you do want to walk into your home purchase with your eyes wide open. Understand what the home already offers, what it could offer with the right improvements, and what kind of time and money you're willing to invest to get there. At the end of the day, a green home doesn't have to mean brand new, net zero, or fully solar powered. Sometimes it's just about making smart choices, choosing a home with good bones, upgrading the systems that matter most, and being part of a city that's actively working towards a more sustainable future. And here in Vancouver, that future is already taking shape. You just have to know where to look. So there you have it. Vancouver, Washington may not be the first city that comes to mind when you think about sustainability, but we are absolutely on the path. From city-led climate initiatives and utility-backed clean energy goals to newer homes with smart features and older homes ready for thoughtful upgrades, there are real options here for buyers who care about energy efficiency and low-impact living. You don't have to compromise your values to live comfortably, and you don't have to wait for a perfect net zero unicorn to show up either. Green living in Vancouver is accessible, and with the right strategy, it's absolutely achievable. And if that's something you're looking for, if you're dreaming of a home with lower energy bills, healthier air, better systems, and maybe even a future solar setup, I'd love to help. I work with buyers from all over the country who are relocating to Clark County, and many of them are just like you, thoughtful, intentional, and ready to make smart long-term decisions. So call me, text me, email me, whatever's easiest. Let's talk about your goals and what green features matter most to you. I'll help you identify homes with strong energy potential, connect you with local resources, and make sure you feel confident every step of the way. And now I want to hear from you. What's one eco-friendly feature you'd love to have in your next home? Is it solar panels, EV charging, a ductless heat pump system? Drop a comment below. I read every single one, and I'd love to know what matters most to you. Thank you for watching, friends, and as always, I'm here when you're ready to begin your journey. Let's find you a home that fits your lifestyle and your values. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!